This is the Defender 110 on Bring a Trailer. And I have bought a car before on Bring a Trailer, my 91 Supra Turbo 5-speed. I think I paid $22,000 for it, but there's always extra costs when you bid on Bring a Trailer as well. So there's 4 hours, 51 seconds left. The current bid is $67,000, which seems pretty low for this vehicle, but bidding can go crazy at the end. So it's always hard to know where these will end up. Sometimes they don't go much higher, sometimes they go way higher at the end. This vehicle has a lot of the things I want, but it's also got some things that are a little sketchy on it. Those are stickers, so those can come off. Not sure I'm a big fan of that grate on back. But the thing it has that is nice is the interior has been completely redone. The dash, radio, it's got air conditioning, all that's redone. The engine, it's got an LS3 Corvette motor in it. Different transmission. I believe it's the six-speed transmission. So some of them have 4 speeds, some have 6 speeds, so that's nice. To convert these is like 80 grand, or maybe between 50 and 80 grand to put in the motor. So you've got to do drive shafts, you've got to do different axles, all kinds of work you've got to do it. So to have these is super, super nice. The concerning part is they've put 10 miles on it and barely driven this motor, and it's not a crate motor. A lot of people put a brand new crate motor in. This was a motor with 50,000 miles that was rebuilt. So hopefully the shop that rebuilt it did it right. They say it comes with a warranty, but that warranty for that shop is in New York. I'm in Colorado, so not super useful there. So there's a lot that's been done. It's a pretty cool truck. If this was all done correctly by like one of the shops that specializes in these, like ECD, East Coast Defenders, there's a bunch of other ones, you know, it probably would have cost $200,000 or more for the customer to buy it, maybe even $250,000. This was done by kind of a speed shop. Seems like a good shop, but a little cheaper that way. I think the owner did a lot of work themselves too, maybe. So it's hard to say, you know, if everything was done correctly. With those other shops, you know, it's all done right, and those are still selling for close to $200,000. Once in a while, you might see one drop down lower. So you get a massive value by buying one like this, unless their, you know, reserve is like $200,000, which I don't think it should be on this car. But it comes with some risks, and the question is it worth those risks to you know, take a chance? And if it stays cheap, I most definitely think it is, because the major stuff is done here. You can fix some other stuff. If it gets too expensive, then that's when it comes into if it's worth it or not. So we'll come back later, see how this bid goes. I'm definitely going to be bidding. I'm not sure how high I want to go yet. I'm sure it'll go higher than this, but I think anything under $100,000 on this vehicle is a smoking deal. Even the low 100s is a good deal, and maybe it'll be lower than that. But then you have to wonder, what's the reserve? What's the seller really going to sell it for? Because that could be much higher. There could be a massive disconnect. There was one on eBay a while ago that I was bidding on, where I think the high bid was $81,000. I was talking to the seller. He said, "Yeah, I think this is a $210,000 truck, but we're willing to let it go for $190. That's our reserve." So a little bit of a disconnect there between the reserve and the bid price. And that one was not done by one of these specialty companies just for Defenders either. It was done well, but there's just a little bit of a risk there. So we'll come back and see how this goes. All right, so we've got less than 10 minutes left in this auction now. It's still at $68,500. Seems awfully low. That bid was placed about 2 hours ago. I just don't know if it's going to go crazy or if there's just not much interest. There's definitely people commenting and asking specific questions like the tow hitch. We know there was at least one bidder here. There's me. Someone's actually asking about the mountains or stickers or paint. That's a pretty specific question, which makes me think they might be a bidder. We'll say 3. That person sounds like they aren't a bidder. This person had sent bids before, so that's 4. Asking about torque and horsepower. May or may not be. So there's probably at least, oh, there's 5. That was somebody else who hadn't commented. There's probably at least 5 serious buyers, maybe more. Who knows how many are waiting in the wings too. So this could go so many different directions. And I haven't been on Bring a Trailer for a while on watching these end auctions. I've watched a couple for like Lamborghini and different stuff like that. I have a couple of those, so curious what those auctions ended at. And they can go for a long time. Just get bid way up at the end. But it's a lot easier to figure out kind of what the value is on those cars. You have a pretty good idea. And then they are very emotional cars, much rarer, harder to find. So these are pretty rare and hard to find too, though, with the swap and all the money spent on it. So I don't know. It could go so many different ways. And I can't remember if I said this before or not, but it seems like the sellers of this type of vehicle want 180 to 250,000. But the buyers right now are willing to pay like 80 to 100. So there's this huge, huge gap between what the sellers want and what the buyers want right now. And, you know, you just don't see a lot of them selling for much more than 100,000. I think there was one I saw maybe on Bring a Trailer that was like around 150. It was super nice, completely redone. And I think it was by one of those, like I said, very specific Rover companies that do this. So I did look up the shop that did the work. It was, oh, that's the Ellis Swap shop. That's different. What was I looking at? Oh, there's two. That's weird. Are they the same thing? Oh, they're the same. No, they're different numbers. Is this... That's odd. So is... Unless maybe they took it to a different shop to do the LS swap and they did the other stuff? Who knows? But okay, I didn't notice that before. But the one shop I looked up seemed legit, had really good reviews, but they didn't do Land Rover stuff. They had just done like Mustangs and all sorts of different cars. It was a performance shop, like they do modifications. You know, it's not just a repair shop, which is good. But from what I've read, you know, these Defenders have very specific things that need to be done. You've got to have a lot of knowledge about them, how to do them, all the different things that go into it. So a seller said he would be available, but that question was asked 22 minutes ago, and he has not answered it. So, does not have power seats or cooled seats or heated seats. Not a big deal. I think you could probably swap out the seats and keep the leather pretty easily, I think, if you really wanted to. Boy, still nobody's bidding. I wonder how long it's gonna... I mean, I'm not either. I guess I could bid right now. This, you know, Bring a Trailer on this thing says, do not wait to bid because the bid will just be extended after that. And it's like, yeah, but what if somebody isn't paying attention, right? And they forget and you end up getting a good deal because you waited to bid. There's that aspect too. So what you could do is bid right at 2 minutes and like 1 second, and then hope nobody's paying attention for that final 2 minutes. I'm definitely a buyer at this price. Although I'm second guessing, like, why is it not being bid higher? What am I missing? You know, this, of course, that's the difficulty of buying an online auction where you can't see the vehicle in person. There's no real pre-purchase inspection done. You don't have as much information as if you're buying a property from, say, a dealer. I bought a lot of cars. I bought my Countach sort of from a dealer, my Diablo from a dealer. My Aston Martin was a private purchase, but I was able to have it looked at locally before I bought it. My Esprit was a dealer, but that's a smoking deal. My Supras, one was a dealer, one was a private seller, but the private seller was very, you know, in the 20,000s. So my Velociraptor was a dealer. It's always a little tricky with the private seller stuff if you can't see it in person. My Porsche 928 was from a private party, but I bought that in 2010 for $6,000. So not quite as risky when you do something like that. Definitely had a lot of work done to it, though. Boy, we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. Hey, still didn't answer him. $3,400 service fee. Boom. I broke the ice. We'll see if anybody else follows suit. If I get it for that price, that's like a no-brainer. That's crazy cheap. Of course, I don't think the reserve is met here either. That's something else to talk about. It doesn't say no reserve. We don't know what their reserve is. So that could be an issue as well. Why is nobody else bidding? And you don't need to wait till there's 5 seconds left, because then it just resets after 2 minutes, and that just wastes everyone's time. So if you're gonna bid, just bid now, because I really don't feel like sitting here for an hour while we go through this. I mean, I might end up doing that, but I don't want to, because I don't think there's any way 69,000 is gonna get this done. Under a minute. Look at that. Thought to beat a man, dude. What? Tough to beat a man, dude. Gotcha. So someone bid 70. Okay. If you're wondering about my username, that used to be my email from like in college or just after college, and I used to use it for some different stuff. I don't anymore, but I still have it on here. Maybe I should change that at some point. I thought it was funny. 71.5. So yeah, it was not going to go for 69. That was a pipe dream. Le Mans 250 GT. Who are they? Pickup? No, they bought a Ferrari. A van. They bought all kinds of stuff. Oh, they bid to on a Mercedes before. They've been commenting on some other Defenders. Okay. This is more nerve-wracking than when I bid on houses, because I feel like on houses I know exactly where I want to bid to. If I'm buying a flip or a rental, I have a really good idea of what it's worth, what I can pay, what all my costs are. This one is much not confusing, but much less knowledge, much more, I don't know. Not sure what word I'm looking for, but it's not any of the ones I said. So I could text my wife too and let her know what's going on. If I got it for 73, I'd be super happy. Again, I don't think I will, but there you go, 73.5. See, let's not waste all this time. Just bid fast. I feel like there might be some psychology to it too, where if you bid fast like that, you're letting the other person know, hey, I've got a lot higher I can go, If you're just on the brink of where you want to bid, you should probably just bow out now. Save us all some time. That's the psychology I'm trying to throw out here right now. Now, of course, if I really wanted to be, throw out a psychological move, you just bid like 80 grand or something, like bump it up a bunch. But like I said, this could sell for 75, it could sell for 120, it could sell for... I don't think it'll go any higher than that. I don't think it'll get up to 120, but so many unknowns on what it will do. They're playing the opposite psychology game of being annoying and waiting till the last second to bid, maybe. So I'm basically paying, what, $78,000 at this price after the fees and stuff? Well, we're going down. I've seen this before many times and gotten excited, and then boom, my excitement is swept away from me by someone else bidding and spoiling all my happiness. Well, what's gonna happen here? What's gonna happen? Oh, of course you did it, Le Mans. Nobody likes you, Le Mans. Nobody likes you. We're bumping it up another 1,000. Can't believe they waited that long. Don't waste our time. Just bid. Now we gotta go through this again. Oh yeah, now I've got like 1,000 emails from Bring a Trailer on, you have placed a bid, you have been outbid, you have placed a bid, you have been outbid. Not 1,000, that was exaggerating slightly. If it was 1,000 bids at $500 increments, I'm gonna use my calculator so I don't mess it up, that'd be $500,000, so definitely not paying that much for this vehicle. I told you I bid on another one I bid up to like 77,000. The bid went up to 80 some. I would have kept bidding, except the guy told me the reserve was 190, but that was on eBay. I feel like people are less serious on eBay. I think it's easier to list them. You don't have as many fees and stuff. Whereas people are more serious on Bring a Trailer about actually selling them. But that one was very similar to this one. I didn't like the interior as much. But like I said, hopefully this one was done well and isn't all janky. Who knows? Another 30 seconds to wait until Le Mans 250 GT bumps it up again. Then is a jerk about it. If he actually watches this video, I apologize. There's nothing personal against you. It's just me trying to work out my little bit my nervousness at this. Auctions bring out weird emotions. Is he gonna wait till 5 seconds this time? Oh, you little Le Mans, man. Next time he does that, I hope. Did he bump it up higher? He did. He bumped it up 1,000. Okay. Next time he does that, I hope his computer freezes up and it doesn't work. We'll be stupid. We'll place a weird bid. There we go. He waited till 2 seconds that time. That was, that took some guts to do that. That took some, still annoying, still very annoying, but it took some, to wait that long. I would not do that. I would be more concerned with getting my bid in there and registered than trying to wait till the very last second. Very last second. Oh, here we go. You can tow. Oh, he look at him. He didn't wait that long, and he bumped to 80. Ooh, he doesn't want to play games now. Right back at you. You can tow, but your trailer has to be the same height and ball size. We have a minimum of 2 ball sizes here in the States and 1 million height configurations that would install. So it does have a ball, but it looks like it's welded, so you only have the one tow configuration. Oh, that's not even the seller who responded. That's someone else. $82. Now I guess I should seriously think about how high I want to go. That's the real question. There's been nothing else close to this for under 150, I would say. Actually for sale. Doesn't mean I want to spend that much though either, because I'm a real estate person, which means I like to get a good deal. Every time I go into a car dealer and I tell them I'm in real estate, I can see like their face drop. And a lot of them are just like, oh great, another real estate guy, because they know we like to bargain and want to get a good deal. So we don't tend to just jump into dealerships and lay down cash at full price. We're annoying like that. 83,250. Oh, someone else jumped in. Look at Big 450. Joining the fun. Okay. I see what you did there. I will take your 84,000 and raise it 500. Yes, part of me inside thought that'd be awesome to get it for under 80, but I knew I wouldn't, even if the bidding stopped there. Can't imagine his reserve is that low. Like I said, the receipts on that one bid was 88,000. Here's my page. I paid 23,000 for the Supra. Okay. I bid on a Maserati. I knew it wouldn't sell for that. Okay. We're at 85 now. Should I be a jerk and wait till the very end? I don't think that's very nice. I want to go to at least 100, at least. And this is going to be my daily driver, which might be really stupid. I don't know. I've looked at different cars. My 2017 Velociraptor 500 is my daily driver now. It's getting up there in miles. Got a few issues. I'm just looking for something more exciting. And these excite me. These are cool. I think they'll hold their value. They'll go up in value. They're fun. They're different. They're rare. There's some other vehicles that meet that criteria too. I mean, I thought about getting like a cool wagon, like a E63 AMG. But they're like kind of boring style-wise. They're super fast, super fun. The Audi RS6 Avant would be kind of cool, but those are like 150 grand new too. And of course I get a used one, because like I said, I'm a real estate investor and I always want a good deal. But still, they're just not as exciting to me as this. So I've thought about some other stuff, like you can get a super fast like Durango Hellcat or something, but they're a little, I mean, that's too boring. I mean, it's fast, really fast, but not that exciting having a Durango, even if it is fast. Oh, Big 40's back in it. My gut was hoping I could, you know, sneak in here with a low bid and get really lucky. My gut was not thinking that, sorry. My brain was thinking that. My gut was telling me it was wrong. I think my gut was right. Because now we're up to about 94 or so with the fees and stuff. So I should text my wife and tell her what it's at. She likes these too. I actually tried to convince her to buy. She has a Grand Wagoneer, and I was trying to get her to buy one of these instead of that, but she wanted something like newer, safer, for some reason. I don't know why, but we do have 3 kids, so I can understand that. But the Wagoneer, of course, will just drop in value like a rock, where these won't, which is why I like older cars. It was big 450 anyway. They bought some stuff. All this year, recently, too. I'm sure some of these are dealers. Bidding on a lot of stuff. So, that could be, you know, a dealer's looking at it saying, hey, this is a real good price right here. That one went down to like 2 seconds, and nobody else bid. That's what's crazy, is it? Now there's like 3 more bidders, but nobody was bid back then. It almost let it go for that. That was insane. So weird. Yeah, I've never driven a Defender. I mean, that could be something I should have done beforehand, but there's not exactly a lot of them around. And if they are around, they're not redone like this. They're, you know, original, or have the turbo diesel, or, you know, maybe they've got the Rover V8, which was completely different. So it's a little tricky. Of course, I also never drove a Diablo until I had mine delivered to me. I never drove a Countach until I had mine delivered to me. I did ride in one, but I never drove one. Never saw my Countach or my Diablo before buying them. They were, did PPIs, had lots of videos, photos, stuff like that. Same with my Supras. I had driven Supras before, but I didn't see them before I bought them. My Aston Martin I was able to drive because it was local. I have an Aston Martin V8 1981, if you're wondering which one. And then my Porsche 928, I'd driven some of those before. So, but I flew out and saw that one when I bought that one. The cheapest one. I flew out and saw. The Lotus, I'd never driven a Lotus Esprit before either, before I got mine. Big 40, what are you doing here? Just let it be, man. Let's just let it be. My wife just asked how I'm paying for this. Why is she asking silly questions like that? That's fine. I have 2 kidneys. Is Mom's GT still in it? Their last bid was $86,500. So I wonder if they're done. Great Scott Captain. Well, maybe he's thinking that I'm not backing down from here. My psychology is working. You bid, I will just outbid you. That is my psychology. And he's kind of giving it away. We finally covered the makeover invoice. Yes, that is true. Oh, I just got another house under contract to buy while this is going on. That was one I did not think I was going to get. Okay. How much time do we have? 19 seconds. Could this be it? Could this be the winning bid on this? Is it 96? I can't. Yes, 96. Land Rover Defender 110. 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What? No, you jerkwad. I almost said some other words, but my brain switched over there. How do you wait that long to do it? Like, what kind of little games are you playing there? I thought you were out, Mr. Le Mans dumbass GT. Let's bump it again. This is the problem with me in auctions, is, you know, you can get a little bit emotional and like, I'm not gonna let that guy beat me, and then you end up paying too much for something. I've done that before on houses a few times. So that's why whenever I go into, see, I'm breaking all my rules. Whenever I go into a house auction, I have a number, and I don't go over that number. I don't let myself do it. I don't care what the other people are doing. Just stick to it. And I usually do, sometimes. I can't believe he waited for the last second. Like, I was counting my chickens right there. Guess I shouldn't have, but they were hatched. They were ready to go. And then a dinosaur came and stomped on them. Luckily, we've got more chickens. With more eggs, I guess. My analogy's going off the rails, sorry. 46 minutes I've been watching this. No, this video isn't that long, but I've had it recording for that long, waiting. And, yeah. So what happens is, if I am the winning bidder, and then it's not the reserve, we'll see if the seller will negotiate what he really wants, and hopefully he doesn't come back and say, oh, this is a $200,000 truck, but I'll let it go for $190. And I'll be like, no, no, thank you. Thank you for taking a year off my life. This last minute bids for nothing. What? Oh my God. Is that it? That's not, the reserve was not met, but I can set, okay, I've never done this before. So I'm the high bidder at 93, reserve not met. So what is the reserve? That is the question. I've got 24 hours to figure this out, so I've got some time. God, that's tricky. Like, you don't really, I could just leave it at this, you know? I could leave it at this, I could add a little more. Oh, that actually moved me back. Okay. Well, so this is right in line with what the other ones have been bid to. Like I said, they aren't being bid over 100. So, boy, I don't know what to offer. Okay, well, I'm going to stop talking for now. We'll have more to this video. We'll see what happens. But for right now, that's what's going on. And that was exciting. We ended up being the high bidder, but kind of anticlimactic at the end because we don't know what the reserve is or how high it is. And the seller was not commenting at all there at the end. He just kind of disappeared, which is odd. You'd think he'd be egging us on, answering questions, helping us out a little bit. But Brunifida was not. He was not there to help us out and egg us on. And, yeah. All right. Take care. Like I said, there'll be more. All right, so I'm back. It's a day, maybe 2 days later now. I had made an offer on this vehicle. Oh, I was trying to hide it. I can't hide it. I made an offer of $96,500, and they accepted it. I was extremely surprised when they accepted. So, trying to get everything put together now is a little bit tricky because you're just sending a whole lot of money to kind of a stranger. Although it's, I found them on Bring a Trailer. Your whole transaction, except for the fee you pay Bring a Trailer, is done outside of it. So that's a little tricky, but I'm working on that, and hopefully I'll be able to show you guys a pretty cool vehicle here very soon. So I was thinking it would be way more expensive than that. So hopefully I'm not missing something. Hopefully it's not a giant scam and I don't lose a bunch of money. We will cross that bridge as we progress through this. And of course we'll have updates on this vehicle, my other cars, and anything else going on in my car world on this channel. And my real estate stuff, how I was able to, you know, afford these cars, is Investfourmore if you want to check out what we're doing on the business side of things.